Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're live. It took a second to click on there, but welcome back. Today I'm with Thule Kraus. Just wrapped up with Brian Wallace. If you didn't get a chance to hear about where we're at Innovate Summit. We're in Owensboro, Kentucky. And this, I said in the last live, but this is not a virtual background. This is
it's real.
The beautiful view from the convention center here.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I'm having Thule on because he has absolutely crushed it in growing his business through LinkedIn. He runs a recruiting firm, and you can talk more about that in a minute. But ultimately, he's just grown a crazy amount, primarily by using LinkedIn and creating content. So we'll dive into it. But Thule, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited. This is good. It's the first LinkedIn Live I've done in quite a couple of months. I used to do them quite a bit and then slow down. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, and this is why we come to events like this. You get to meet awesome people we had never met before, but we know a lot of the same people. In fact, I was on a discovery call earlier today, and the guy's like, "Oh, Thule's at that event. You got to talk to him and say hi." So
you have to tell me who that is after the thing.
So yeah, we know a lot of the same people, but then you're getting to meet awesome people that are doing cool stuff,
right.
And so I want to share about what you're up to. So one thing we talked about earlier today is
Did he bring goodies? Oh, okay. You know what?
It's live. It's live from the event.
So Drew Sutton just dropped this off. Connect with him on LinkedIn. Okay, you continue. I'll be like ADHD over here.
So what we were talking about earlier, this kind of fits in. Something that you've really focused on is when you're creating video, not being a perfectionist and not always trying to get the perfect cut. And I feel like a lot of people that I talk with really struggle with that when they think of going on video, especially when I bring up the idea of going on a LinkedIn Live or doing something like that. They freeze up and they feel like, oh, it's got to be perfect and everything's got to be just right. So what do you have to say about that?
So there's a couple parts. There is creating content that just adds value. Then there's content that is engaging and funny, right? You showed me earlier, you did a video that went viral. It was 3-4 hours of filming, putting your phone, even in the time lapse.
Yeah.
And then you just cranked it into 13 seconds. That took time.
Yeah.
That's engaging content. But value add content, people want it to be perfect. They want it to be scripted. They want to have a professional videographer. They want to have good lighting. They want to have good audio, mics. They want to have a script. It's not so important. The value will still get delivered, even if you just pull out your phone and do it in selfie mode, or just put on a tripod if you want to be fancy. You're still offering the same value. People will receive your message the same way. But step one is getting comfortable on camera. That's step one. Started creating content many years ago. Brian Wallace pushed me to do it. And pushed myself to do multiple videos a week on LinkedIn. And the probably first 20, 30 videos, I had this idea. I re-recorded many times. It was just mentally draining. I'm like, I missaid a word or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. If I sneeze, I sneeze. If I stutter or I say too many uhs, it's okay. It's normal, because people are like that when you're talking to colleagues, business meetings, conferences. Just have to be yourself. So step one is getting comfortable on camera. Push yourself to create content on camera. Then you can switch to image posts or text posts. But getting comfortable on camera is a very valuable skill to have.
Yeah, I mean, and video is so important because, especially as AI proliferates more, people aren't going to care about text
people
posts.
See your personality.
Yeah, they see your personality. And I mean, you can post a selfie on every photo and supposedly that does better. I mean, on every post, but that's not really my style. I don't like posting pictures of myself all the time. But doing a video gets the same value, which is people get to see your face. They feel like they know you.
They get to see your personality and get to know your personality significantly faster than seeing one video could probably equal 15 text posts.
I mean, I agree, because what will happen is you come to a conference like this and somebody's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I know you, and or you get on a discovery call with somebody that's seen a bunch of your videos, and then they're like,
you feel like you know them.
Yeah, they talk about you as if you had multiple conversations, and you're like, no, we've never talked before.
Right. I'm walking around with this roll of toilet paper all day because these allergies, and then people give me the stares. I'm like, I can't find the box of tissue.
So yeah, Thule was talking about how he sneezed on a video and just left it in there, and now he's blowing his nose. So and he's crushing it, growing his business. So if you think that you have to have a perfect video, you got Thule over here blowing his nose on camera.
It's not a big
and
deal.
he's crushing it. So I think one other thing about what you're saying that's really important is, from what I found from creating content on social that's going to actually do something for you,
Right.
it's about quantity over quality a lot of times. I mean, you can,
Interesting.
in other words, at least at first, like you get the quantity out there, you get practice, you get
then
reps,
you start doing quality.
then you up your quality, but maintain the consistency. And when you
Right.
hit the point where doing the quality is making you drop consistency, then you
Right.
got to find that right balance. But when
True.
you're first starting, you just got to get content out there. Like I've been playing around with YouTube for the last year, and both some B2B content, but more just fun chopping down
Right.
trees and stuff. And
And that was the one that got viral.
yeah, and the
It
goal
wasn't
is,
even B2B.
yeah, it's like you just create this content.
You have to mix it up.
You got to like create a ton of content to start learning about what works.
Right.
And then you hone it in and hone it in and hone it in. But if you only create perfect videos all the time,
You're gonna burn out.
you're not
it's
going to
cost you
actually
money.
figure out what works.
Right.
Then you figure out what works. Then you up the quality level and you go from there. So tell me a little bit about your business, because we said, okay, you're creating these videos, you're being your authentic self in
Right.
the videos, you're putting them out there without lots of editing, and you get more comfortable on camera. What has that done for you? What value has
Okay.
that brought?
So tomorrow I'm speaking on a panel about social media. What had happened was Brian Wallace was organizing Innovate 2024 many years ago. Told me, Tilly, put yourself out there, because I saw a post somebody wrote, "Your network is your net worth," and that really resonated with me on a very deep level. So I started posting content. 3 years ago, I started my agency, Blackbird Recruiting. We're 3 years and 22 days, because May 1st was our 3-year anniversary. We've worked, I don't know, I think it's like 540 companies. Wild. Like, what I was always networking with people, connecting with people on LinkedIn, commenting, building those relationships at conferences. I was a super connector, making introductions. When I started recruiting, people were like, "What took you so long to finally do this? It's like perfect for you." And word of mouth traveled quickly. I try to just be a good human being and try to care about people looking for a job. So word of mouth traveled quickly. Now we're a team of 10. And it's been a wild 3 years. It's been a wild ride. It's just, thank God. LinkedIn has been a very good tool. People need to realize that's all it is. It's a good tool. A contractor can build a roof using a hammer or a drill. Drill will probably go faster. So you can use a hammer, it'll take you longer. So a tool, LinkedIn is a good tool. It's an accelerator if you use it right. If you don't use it right, you're just scrolling. It is a complete waste of time.
Yeah.
There are times when people burn out with the content. So there are some tools to help with, like, people say what I do is not interesting. It's not true. There's so many things that are interesting. So process-wise, go to ChatGPT, say, I am a salesperson. Let's say John is a salesperson for a company that does IT services. Okay. So he's going to go into ChatGPT, say, I'm a salesperson for an MSP. I sell to companies that are under 20 employees or between 20 and 50 employees, and give me 50 ideas of LinkedIn posts talking to business owners who suffer or have these issues. And then once you take those ideas, you have 50 individual posts. That's enough for like 3 months of content, or 4 months posting once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And you can turn it into video. Today I'm talking about this and this. There's a common misunderstanding about this.
Yeah.
And you explain it. Keep it short, keep it engaging. Talk about problems, offer free value.
Have a hook, lead into a problem, talk about the way people normally do it, and then
Right.
talk about a practical way to solve it.
Mhm.
That isn't just buy my product. It's
Right.
something that person can try to implement on their own, and then
Right.
probably have some difficulty, and then they're going to reach out to you and say, can you help me with this?
Right. Exactly. As a recruiter, content that I would write about is a lot of issues that business owners struggle with. I would write about people looking for jobs. I like tips, how to make your resume better, interview skills, ideas, suggestions, how to negotiate a better salary. For business owners, how do you make sure onboarding goes well? How do you post a job description? How do you make it engaging? Salary ranges, free value. When you start doing that, people start looking at you as like, oh, this guy is a authority in the space. He knows what he's talking about. If I ever need somebody, I'm calling him.
I love it. Yeah. So just to kind of reiterate, you've grown
There's
your
a
business.
lot of rambling. Sorry.
No. You've grown your business in 3 years, where you've worked with over 500 companies, and you've gotten to over $1 million in revenue, right?
Yeah.
And you have 10 employees in 3 years. And would you say that what role would you say that your content and doing LinkedIn played in
Hiring
that
people, bringing on new clients, candidates, referrals. I'll get messages so many times, hey, I'm looking for a job. That's number one. Number two, I'll get messages, we're looking to hire. I'll get messages, my friend is looking for a job. I'll get messages, I'd love to join your team. You guys look like a great company. It's pretty wild. It's like you're standing in Times Square with a megaphone and people starting to like hear this guy, or like it's a really good tool to put yourself out there and large, and all you need is your phone with a camera.
So yeah, I mean, you kind of addressed something, and we don't. I think this actually is probably a good spot to wrap up, and I want to get your input on this. So, I hear the pushback all the time from people. Oh, what if I say something wrong on a live, or it's that kind of
say
stuff.
something
So,
wrong. It's fine. It's normal, unless you say something really political that's going to damage your reputation. It's okay. Like, people burp. It's a normal thing to do. People sneeze. Like, that happens on Zoom meetings. It happens in sales calls. It happens in conferences. Like, I could be talking to you and I sneeze. So what's the big deal if it happens on live or on camera?
And you showed me
okay.
a message the other day where somebody reached out to you, and he actually said that he appreciated it.
Yeah, like I
didn't
sneezed in a
edit it
video. I took a 90-second video. I sneezed, and he's like, "I like it that like you didn't need to edit or make it fancy."
Yeah. So if you're out there and you're concerned that you might say the wrong thing, and you're not creating content because you're afraid that you might put your foot in your mouth, or you might not come across right, you've got Tully over here sneezing on video, blowing his nose, and
it's not such a big deal.
And he's crushing it and growing his business in large part due to LinkedIn and your activity on LinkedIn. And while you're still sitting on your couch thinking about whether you want to try it or not, he is out here crushing it. So, I mean, from what you've said, my piece of advice to people is start creating video content. Start practicing. Your first video is going to be terrible. Publish it anyway. Get it out there.
Record it once. That's my rule. Record only once. Never like hit delete and record again. Because once you start doing that, it's a rabbit hole.
That's hardcore.
It doesn't end.
You're more hardcore than me, but I love it.
Once you have to just get.
That's what's nice about the live too. So a lot of people.
Did I blow? Not my blow. Like, big deal.
A lot of people. When I say I'll help you launch a LinkedIn live show, they get intimidated and they go live, Right. But it's like this. I think what I like about doing live is that I think it actually takes a lot of the pressure off.
So you're very nervous in the beginning.
Yeah, when you do it once or twice, it feels nerve-wracking. Then it feels like being on a Zoom call.
It's a conversation.
Or right now, we're live and we're just chatting about the same stuff we would have. And the difference is, if this is a podcast, then I do need to edit for sound quality.
Right.
I do need to edit some things out.
So then you want to prep a little bit more.
Then people think about it and they're going to go, oh, well, I didn't say that quite right. Can you cut that out? And you kind of need to do that. But if it's live, it's like, no, we're live. I mean, if you really want, I can take. Do you really want me to take the live down?
No, not
Most
at all.
of the time they're going to say no, and then you just roll with it, right? Because that's what it is. And another reason that I like the lives is because it's one take. Then you're not going over it over and over and over again. But
we should live stream our panel tomorrow.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I don't know how we're going to do audio, but if they have mics, we might not need this fancy mic.
That'd be awesome.
The sound guy here hooked us up. You ran home to get this mic.
Good. Yeah, thank you.
Hunter.
Thank you.
Shout out to Hunter.
But yeah, thank you for joining us live. We were rambling a little bit here, but I just met Tully today and really enjoyed our conversation that we've had so far. And
we're
I was like,
stay in touch.
Man, I got to get Tully in front of my audience. So if you're out there, you're hiring, you need people to come work for you, reach out to Blackbird Recruiting. They're crushing it, and they're going to give you that white glove service that you're looking
hold on.
for.
No. This was about me, but now it's about you. I don't know if you know what he does, but if you think you now need to build a sales team that will start cold calling and cold spamming people on LinkedIn, stop. You're an idiot. What you should instead do, call Joseph.
You said it, not me.
Yeah. I'm learning from Brian. Brian is like very straightforward. He's like that.
All you New Yorkers.
You're not an idiot. You're a very nice guy, but spend your money more wisely. And I used to do these and I haven't done it in like 2 years or 3 years. LinkedIn Lives. He will get you set up on LinkedIn Lives with people who in your space who you want to sell to, but instead you're going to build very tight relationships with them, which will in turn lead to referrals and will add credibility to you and your brand. He's your guy for that. Trust me. Call him. You'll spend your money way more wisely as opposed to like cold spamming people in the DMs. Just that's it.
Thank you. Well, with that, thanks
We're-
for joining us live.
and
Really appreciate
Over
it.
and out.
Over and out.
And now there's that awkward silence of